Hello friends, in this session I am going to discuss the cultural factors which are responsible for security challenges in the Northeast. To some extent we can even held responsible culture of Northeastern region for giving birth to the complex and the diverse nature security threats which are there. So let us see that how can culture of the region be held responsible for security challenges in the Northeast. First thing you have to understand that northeastern part of India, right, northeastern part of India is culturally and ethnically. I have already explained you what is ethnicity. Ethnically diverse. So culturally and ethnically the northeastern region is diverse. Not only this, 200 plus ethnic groups, 200 plus ethnic groups are inhabiting the northeastern region, and each one of them, right, each of them have distinct culture, very distinct culture, dialects and socio-economic identity, Okay. And not only there is diversity, this much diversity nowhere else in the world you will find as far as culture is concerned and ethnicity is concerned. Okay. So very diverse is the culture, and 200 plus ethnic groups are there. Each of these ethnic groups have very unique, distinct culture, very unique identity, different language, dialect, customs, traditions, belief, practices, fooding habits. So much is the diversity that it is very difficult for you to even imagine the quantum and the nature of diversity if you have not visited the region. I have the honor and privilege to visit most part of the Northeast. So someone who might have visited can only tell you that what is the extent to which diversity is there. But as of now, you just need to understand that 200 plus ethnic group, and with each ethnic group there are number of tribes associated. For example, Naga ethnic group, and within Naga ethnic group there are 16 important tribes. So what I am just trying to say, and each of these ethnic group have very distinct culture, very unique socio-economic identity, a different dialect in which they will communicate within the members of that ethnic group. And each of these ethnic group, now this is where you need to understand, each of these ethnic group, they are deeply committed to protect, preserve and defend, right, defend distinct culture plus unique socio-economic identity, socio-economic identity. They also want to increase their, right, they also want to increase their political say in the region. They also want to increase their control and command over resources. Okay. So they want greater control over the resources of the region. Each of these ethnic groups, they want more and more and more political say. They want more people from their ethnic group to reach to legislative assembly, to become ministers in the state governments, to become ministers in union government, to reach to parliament and other important offices. So they want greater political say, they want greater control over resources. They are very, very particular about protection of their distinct culture, maintenance of their unique identity. And this is what is the reason for ethnic violence as well as insurgency, in the region. So you will find many insurgent groups are attached with different ethnic group, and they will, claim themselves as the true flag bearer of the ethnic group. Within the one ethnic group, there will be 10 rebel groups, and they will say that they are fighting for protecting the distinct culture of their ethnic group, maintaining the unique identity, protecting the political say of that ethnic group, and increasing the control over the resources. So this has been one of the reasons. And you need to understand one more thing. If you see, right, interstate border as well as international border, in this northeastern region, if you see this, right, both these borders, they cut across socio-cultural landscape, meaning what? That same ethnic group is residing on both sides of international border or interstate border, and they feel that these political boundaries are, separating them. For example, if you see Indo-Myanmar border, now Naga tribes, Naga ethnic group, if you see, they are on both sides of Indo-Myanmar border. Within India, right, you will find Naga ethnic group in Nagaland as well as Manipur, even in some parts of Arunachal Pradesh. Now they feel very separated with interstate border, international border. So NSCN, when it was formed in 1979, it said that we will create Greater Nagaland, which will be an independent state, which will be an independent country. That country will have the name of Nagalim, and that country will be formed by merging all Naga inhabited area. Merger of all Naga inhabited area, whether they are in Myanmar or whether they are in India or within India, whether it is Nagaland or whether it is Naga inhabited areas in Manipur. So what I am just interested in telling you, that one thing you need to understand, that interstate borders and international borders in the northeastern part, they cut across socio-cultural landscape, and that has also been one of the reasons why so much security challenges are there, because these ethnic groups are demanding either creation of separate state or liberating some part from Indian Union in the name of ethnicity. Okay, or they want creation of an autonomous region. For example, Bodoland. Now Bodo ethnic group is in the lower Assam. Now they were demanding divide Assam 50-50. Later on they said that, okay, if you don't want to divide, we will liberate Bodo land from Indian Union. So everywhere, even if you see Indo-Bangladesh border, then you need to understand this, that how culture has, the biggest security problem of Northeast is what? Illegal migration from Bangladesh into Indian territory. Now you see, Bengal was one. I hope when you will read the history, you will know East Bengal and West Bengal. This partition was done by Britishers. And when it was partitioned, Bengal was partitioned by Britishers, it was opposed by Indians. We opposed that how dare you divide a cultural landscape into two units. So it was opposed. And let me tell you, when Britishers gained control in Assam, they introduced tea gardening in Assam. Now when they introduced tea gardening in Assam, tea gardening is labor intensive and capital intensive cultivation or farming. And they introduced tea gardening in a region which was labor deficit. So Britishers used to encourage people from Bengal to migrate to Assam, and they should work in tea gardens as laborers. They were incentivizing people. Now what happened? When we got independence, there is a conflict in Assam today between Bengali and Assamese speaking people. Not only this, right? Not only this, let me tell you that when we got independence, West Bengal became the part of India, East Bengal became the part of East Pakistan. And 1971, till 1971, we were not maintaining the sanctity of borders, because our interest was, India's interest was creation of Bangladesh. Now when Bangladesh was created, then we said, now we will no more allow people to cross this border illegally. So we attempted stopping the migration which was there for hundreds of years. And this is the reason why that all efforts which we are putting is not effective in completely controlling the illegal migration. We need to understand that whether it is West Bengal or whether it is Bangladesh, cultural similarity is there. Linguistic similarity is there. And Indo-Bangladesh border cut across socio-cultural landscape. So in this whole northeastern part of India, you will find interstate borders and international borders cut across socio-cultural landscape, because of which people from same ethnic group, they feel separated. And this is the reason why there are many security threats on this account. One more thing I would like you all to understand when you are talking about cultural factors. See, majority of the tribal community from northeast, they belong to Mongoloid race. And in rest of India, you will find people who belong to Aryans or Dravidian race. And there is a very, visible difference in the look and physical bearing of Mongoloid race and the Aryan and Dravidian. So, look-wise, you will find many people of northeast belonging to different tribe more resembling with people of Southeast Asia, people of Japan, people from China. Okay, Mongoloid race, straight hair, yellowish skin color, short height, most of the time short height, very thin skin, small eyes, right? So, what is happening that their look and bearing is different. Now, this cannot become the reason for discrimination. But sad part of this story, that when they are coming out from northeast for different purpose in metro cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, for work, for studies, for medical, requirements and needs, they are becoming victim of racial discrimination. And when they become the victim of racial discrimination, they feel so bad. We need to understand, right? We need to understand. And you will find many a times that even educated people, even those who are preparing for civil services, they land up doing something, speaking something which amounts to racial discrimination. And if I can give you an example, many a times we are finding in Delhi, we are finding this happening, that because of their look, they are called by some name. I am not using that word. Okay. Now, if that word is used against them, then that is very much questioning their nationality. So, people based on their look is questioning their nationality and they expect nationalism from them. How can it happen? And even I want my brothers and sisters of Northeast that if they get, if they are becoming the victim of racial discrimination, they must speak. They must resist. They must complain. And all people of the country are duty bound to ensure that there is no racial discrimination against anyone in any part of India. Okay? In any part of India. So, based on look, many a times they are becoming the victims of racial discrimination in other parts of India, and that has also been the reason for diverse nature security threats which are there in Northeast. So, we need to understand that culture, and which include custom, traditions, many a times they are becoming the victim of discrimination because of their fooding habit. Their fooding habit is different. So what? All, people have different fooding habit. People from different parts of India have different fooding habit. Fooding habit of an individual cannot become the reason for the individual being discriminated. We all need to understand that at one point of time, unity in diversity used to be our identity. But unfortunately, today our diversity is becoming a problem for us. And we need to look deeper into this issue. No other country in the world has the diversity which we have. We should be proud of it, and we should try to display and exhibit and be an example for rest of the world that how there can be unity in diversity. And that is possible when we will be able to establish the supremacy of Indian Constitution in letter and spirit both. Because everything else may divide, but Constitution of India is a unifying force. So, we need to have this understanding that how cultural factors to some extent are responsible for diverse and complex nature security challenges which we are witnessing in the northeastern part of India.